Hey guys, my name's Marcy and welcome to Marcy's Ants. Today we're going to be looking at a very special species of mine and easily one of my favorites ant species out there. And this is the Camponotus Nicobarensis. The Camponotus Nicobarensis is a very beautiful ant from Asia. This Camponotus is on average slightly smaller than other Camponotus, but the ants are very active and have a very nice dark reddish brownish color. These ants are often preferred as the first exotic species for beginners, since they're very robust ants, making them highly adaptable to any condition. Therefore, the nest can be chosen in a flexible manner. They are happy with pretty much everything. However, Camponotus nicobarensis does not like digging in the ground. Thus, a prefabricated nest offers itself as the best option. They're very rapid breeders and their numbers multiply exponentially and very fast, unlike other Camponotus species. This is why this specific Camponotus species is very acclaimed for beginners. Colonies can generate over 1,000 workers if you feed them well in a matter of a very small period of time. As with all ants, a permanent source of water is very important. Since the ants have formic acid, that means they shoot acid from their gangsters as a weapon. Food animals should not be able to run into the nest, so live animals shouldn't get into the nest because then they all get stressed. They start shooting their formic acid from their gangsters, and they can actually suffocate if ventilation is not good enough in their nests. I also recommend an additional heat source, such as a heating cable or a heating mat or a lamp or whatever you can find, because these animals are active in every season with us. Since they're exotic, they don't need hibernation, but instead they need a heat source for the brood to multiply accordingly. For food, like any other Camponotus species out there, that's why a name for them, a street name, we call them the sugar ants, because they absolutely love sugar water or honey water. You guys can put them, you can always feed them sugar water and honey water and they will actually devour it. They also like insects for protein intake, like cockroaches, crickets, flies, fruit flies. This is very important that they get protein in order for the brood to develop accordingly. In size, you can actually get workers from around 6 millimeters all the way up to 12 millimeters. Since they have major workers, I'll show in just a second, you can see on screen, and the queen gets from 8 millimeters to 16 millimeters, so it varies. Obviously, there's no hibernation since it's an exotic ant, and the pet temperature I have them at is between 25 to 27 degrees, even 30 some days. It depends on the weather. And obviously, as you all know, the warmer you have your ants, the faster the brood grows. For humidity, I normally have them at 30% to 60% humidity, and they tend to multiply very well. And the colony type is actually slightly polygynous. For those who don't know, this means that you have monogyn on one hand, which is one queen per ant, and then you have polygynous on the other hand, that you can have several queens in a single ant colony. But then in between, you have slightly polygynous, which means depending on the stage the colony is in, they will accept other queens in. So for example, in Camponotus nicobarensis, you will actually be able to join two queens with a 50% success rate, that's true, but if you have success in that, you will have an ant colony with two queens. And that is an ant colony I will show you later on into this channel that I have acquired. And I'll be comparing these two ant colonies, the one with one queen and the other one with the two queens, and see how the progress varies from one colony to the other. Right, so now I'll just show you how I actually feed them. I actually keep in my fridge a syringe with a needle filled up with sugar water. And I keep it in the fridge mainly to prevent molding or any sort of rotting. So I just carefully take the cotton tap and carefully place little sugar water droplets. As you can see, the ant is actually quite aggressive, but generally speaking, they're quite peaceful, especially at the founding stages of an ant colony. Right, so now I just wanted to show you a more detailed point of view of the ant with the magnifying glass. As you can see, I placed the droplets there, and we'll just see how they actually like inflate their gagsters. It's a very common Camponotus trait, the way they eat, because their gagster just inflates and bloats up like crazy. You can actually even like see the food inside their gagsters. That's the major right there I commented before. There's a huge difference between the major ant and just the minor ants. And yeah, this is my colony. That's the brown thing you see there. Maybe I'll show you later, I don't remember. That's the queen ant, also like maintaining the color. And there you go, that's the first minor ant that starts drinking from the droplet. And I'll just speed this up for you so you guys can actually like see the gagster bloating up. There goes the second one. All right. Apart from that, just like look closely at the ant that's like closer to the camera and see how the water, like sugar water droplet, just disappears. There's something satisfying about it. Alright, and that's her done. She'll probably turn around now and feed the other members of the colony. As we can see here through trophallaxis, she'll feed the major worker, I believe, first. And yeah, there you go. That's the process we call trophallaxis in ant keeping community. It's basically ants feeding other ants, and that's why they're so called the super organic organism, because like from just feeding one ant, you can feed a whole colony, potentially, obviously. You can see the huge difference in size of her gagster. Now, like the gagster is all bloated up, you can actually see the sugar water inside the gagster, which is very cool. As you can see, she started drinking sugar water again, so let's speed this up. Alright, as you can see, that's her done again. She's gonna clean herself up, because it's important to be clean after eating and before eating, especially if you're gonna feed others. There goes another case of trophallaxis, just ants feeding their sisters. And yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna just leave you with some chill music here, so you can enjoy the ant feeding of other ants. And sorry for the glare, I had some problems with the whole lightning, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I was actually just gonna let you guys chill for a second there with the video and the music, but I actually realized something pretty cool that I've never seen before. So the way trophallaxis works is basically ants vomiting what they've previously eaten, and that is a very curious thing to watch, because they're like mini droplets. But in the case of here, that you can actually see in the middle of the screen, that drop is huge, and that's basically a drop that an ant has like vomited and other ants are taking advantage of that, and that's like a three-way trophallaxis that I've never seen before. So it's pretty cool. I just like realized watching the video again. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you have learned something with the video, or at least has pulled a smile on your face or chilled you out. And yeah, I'll be uploading soon more videos, so take that in mind and see you in the next video.